Welcome everybody to episode 2 of TPK's Henshin-A-Go-Go. Hope everybody's having a great night.
Dude, I'm having an awesome night.
Awesome night, he
Let's
says.
do it.
Woo!
I'm ready to be a Power Ranger today. Let's do it.
All right.
So,
So,
not
A Henshin.
not
Yeah.
Henshin-A-Go-Go. Please don't copyright us.
do I need to remind you all of the Fail Prime Wednesday rule?
Fail Prime Wednesday rule?
Yeah, on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Oh no, I failed that.
You failed fails rule.
I will start wearing pink. I promise. I have one of those.
Question: Does the color need to show up on the camera?
Uh,
I don't have anything pink.
all right.
Fail's like, I'm not gonna answer that question. The closest thing that I have to pink is this red right here, which actually kind of looks pink on the thing. Yeah, there we go.
All right. So,
Here,
who wants
let
to
me do
give the recap of what happened last week?
I will be more than happy to give a shot at it.
All right, let's hear what you got.
To the best of my ability. All right, there we go. Is that good enough? Was that pink enough for you? Wait, hold on. There we go. There you go. How's that feel?
Sure.
Perfect.
We'll let it slide.
Sweet. For this time. All right. So previously on Henshin-A-Go-Go, we started the first episode with the semi-introduction of our three characters. Zarka, played by Meg, Vance, played by Martyr, and Jace. Jeez, I almost forgot my own name. Played by me. And our characters, or the characters, went through some weird experience at the school, a substitute that was in every single room, and they were essentially abducted to a base that is possibly on Mars, but has not been confirmed. Through their trials at the possibly Mars base, they met a stranger who gave them the power to defend themselves and help others. And through certain trials throughout the Mars base, they started to learn and unlock their powers. They ultimately ended with getting to some kind of command center, which brought them back to Earth, but things look a little bit different. Um, During that time, the clone that Zarka made of Jace also traveled with them and left to wander the Earth now unknown. And our brave heroes made it to a pizza shop, and that is where we ended the last episode.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to add? You guys pretty solid with that?
I pressed a button.
That's right. Vance pressed the button.
Very
It says
good.
it's
Something
somewhere.
was coming, so it was a panic press.
Now we're somewhere lost in the time screen. Jay's clone's running around.
It went from 0 to 60 really quick. Okay, let me just say it's been crazy.
All right. So, when we left off, you guys were all standing in what looked like a giant command center under this pizza place. You followed a younger-looking guy. He had long dreads, but extremely pale skin. Kind of didn't look like he was human. Down this flight of stairs to this command center, where you came across the cloaked figure that gave you guys your power coins. So, as you stand in this command center, you look around, you can see different things on different monitors. There's some commercials playing for TV. There's some what looks to be like space, like he's monitoring something in space. There's some what looks to be like underground activity, so he's watching something, like it looks like something's drilling into the earth underground. Just various different things that could be going on. and he looks to you, and he pulls off the hood, and you see this figure is in black armor, and he has kind of like what looks like a Daft Punk helmet on. And he stops and he looks at you guys, and he's just like, "Who are you, and how did you get here?"
Well, you see, my friend pressed a button.
Pressed what button? Where did you come from?
Earth?
So Zarka is currently just looking around at everything in awe.
We come from Earth. Question: is this the same? Is this the stranger that we saw on the base? Right? He just looks younger.
So there's the kid that was upstairs in the pizza joint when you walked in.
Mm-hmm.
He brought you downstairs, so he's down there, and there's also the guy that you think could be the guy who gave you your coins. So there's two people.
That's okay. There we go. I was trying to make sure. Okay. It's kind of interesting story. So, what happened was, we were minding our own business. Turned out that our school had some alien insectoid creatures.
Alien insectoid creatures.
Yes.
Are you talking about the Mantadea Empire?
Maybe.
Possibly. Can I do? Am I still connected and tuned with all the previous A-Go-Gos?
You may or may not be.
Okay. If I am, I would try to see if I can make sure I can make the connection. I don't know if that's a possibility right now.
They did look like praying mantises.
I mean, the name fits. Yes. I believe that is the case.
Fair
Also,
enough.
are you not the same person that gave us these coins? And Zarka kind of holds hers up because it sounds like the same person, right?
Oh yeah, it sounds like the same person. You guys, the cloak and everything looks like the same person.
We literally just met you, like, on Mars.
I most definitely have not been to Mars, not anytime recently, and I recognize those coins, and I would like to know how you got them, because those coins, and he points behind him, and you guys can see like a center console almost, and that console has all sorts of different coins, including yours, resting on it. So I have not given coins to anybody anytime recently, except for my assistant here.
So, last episode, I know Zarka grabbed a newspaper from one of the tellers. What's the actual date on it?
1980.
We came from present day, like in 2020, and went back to 1980.
Yep.
All right, so she's just gonna
the 80s. Okay.
poke Jason and Vance and just show them the paper, like, guys.
How is that possible?
Disco's making a comeback.
Disco.
I don't know that.
The year is 1980, not 1960.
I don't know anything about the 80s. I'm not from your time.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't even born in this time.
It's very clear that you're not from this time. That's why I'm asking how you got here and where you got those coins.
You gave them to us. In our time period, we were in a jail by this empire, and you helped us escape. You coins, and I'll take mine out and show him.
This is such a paradox, and I don't understand why I would give you guys coins without morphers.
We were like the Breakfast Club.
Morphers?
I don't think they realized.
Club.
I
And
don't think it's come out yet.
yes, morphers. I should have given you something to contain the coins, something that you would keep on your person that would be rather inconspicuous so nobody could immediately identify what those coins are. Just walking around with those coins in your pocket, you could easily put them in an arcade machine. Someone could just pickpocket and run off with it.
Well, it
Well,
was kind of a really tense situation. So, like, literally, you handed it to us and we had to fight people or insects, mantises, mantoids.
I mean, I got a nice Velcro wallet I could put it in.
Oh, well, as you can see, and he points to the monitors, the Mantadea Empire has just started their invasion of Earth. So if I gave you these coins in that much of a hurry, things must have progressed much, much more quickly than expected here, and that's going to be a problem that we're definitely going to need to talk about and and figure out how to deal with.
First, we need to cancel PBS.
Sir, I don't think I have that kind of power.
that's that's where they get their
Oh.
information from.
Wait, so, like, we're here now. We can help.
Yeah, but
Until.
we have to get you back to your time because there's no knowing how much damage you being here will do to the timeline.
She just erases her.
speaking of,
Yes.
we
Me, hi.
may or may not have accidentally created a clone of me using Zarka's power, and it kind of bounced.
So this guy in this robot outfit, you can't tell if it is a robot, if there's a humanoid, if there's something else underneath there. He's just in this armor. You just see him like take his hand and he puts it on his armor almost like he's pinching his nose, like he's just like, oh my god.
So we can fix it. I just want to know if there's a way to actually cancel out what our powers can be. If we can do that, then problem solved.
That's actually a very good point. I mean, the clone is based off your powers and is your imagination. So logically, it could be assumed that you could disperse that at any time.
So obviously, future me made some detrimental mistakes in not explaining what your powers were or how they worked. Because if you've created another person, a whole nother consciousness, you can't erase that. It's forever now.
Well, I mean,
That person has a consciousness in their own imagination.
Yes, essentially it's his own life.
but is it? I mean,
Sentient.
well, it is clearly sentient because it's a clone based off me. So yes, I understand what you mean. So are you telling me that there's
I'm
with these
telling you
coins?
that one, if you were to erase this other clone of you, he very well could be considered murder, which is something an intergalactic police force is not about.
Murder.
Okay, so the
Um.
question is, what can we do to make sure with timeline on the balance here?
I just
What
want
can we do to make sure
to go
he
home.
doesn't mess anything up?
So here's the problem we run into, which is why the longer you're here, the more likely a paradox is going to be created. Time is very finicky. Time is very fragile. We don't know and we can't know what will change or what has already been changed. It's not something that's easily measurable. Now I know your 1950s to 1970s audio dramas featuring a very particular time traveling alien and his, police box says otherwise, but that's all fiction.
That was an audio drama?
It was at one point. It was.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I was a character. I know what show you're talking about. I am.
I know what you're talking about.
If it's not on DVD or VCR, I haven't seen it. But it probably is on VCR.
So
we in Henshin-A-Go-Go don't have the ability to send you forward in time. That's actually a forbidden technology. The Mantinea Empire is 100% breaking certain accords, certain galactic accords that were written using this kind of technology. We would have to find where their base is currently and see if we can't send you back. In the meantime, I guess I have no other choice but to hire you all as delivery people for the pizza joint upstairs while we try to figure this situation out.
What is the pay?
Are you seriously asking?
Vance,
What?
why would you be asking about the pay right
We
now?
need it to be real. Like
the entire world and the timeline, the finicky thin thread of timeline that hangs in the balance is what we're talking about here, and you're worried about your pay?
Well, I'm just making sure that we get everything right for our taxes that we gotta file.
I really don't think taxes are the most important issue we have to worry about
Taxes
right now,
are
Vance.
always important.
So 1987, which is the year you guys have been teleported to, the average
nickel.
The average yearly income was $18,426.
We are gonna get paid a nickel.
So let's see.
Yikes. Yikes.
Having to look this up because this wasn't a question I was anticipating.
I don't know anything about the 1980s and stuff, and I don't know why I asked about money.
It's okay.
I think that's about the equivalent of 30, 32.
I'd be telling him trade secrets like buy stock.
My stock. Has Apple been invented yet?
Dude, there you go. That's the way to do it.
You make $6 an hour. I can pay you $6 an hour.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing! Because minimum wage now is $7.25 or $7.50 here.
Do you approve of that, Vance?
That really butters my muffin.
While you all are arguing and discussing wage, some alarms go off and the monitors all shift to basically the moon. Like all you see on the image is the moon, and what looks like to be like a giant shadow coming over the moon. And just watching this, Jason, you feel just absolute dread. Like you feel like something is 100% not right, and like you may be torn in half. Like reality is going to just crumble down around you and tear you in half.
Okay.
That's not cool.
Guys, something is really not right here, and I don't mean the fact that we're back in the past in 1980.
What's wrong?
There's something not right about that ship. The fact that I'm looking at the moon and seeing a flying thing is letting me not even get how my mind is thinking about the thermodynamics and the gravitational pull that has to do with that, because I am in serious pain right now.
And so as he's talking about this, and as you guys are watching the monitors, the news comes on and starts talking about a mysterious object over the moon, and as the news is talking about it, the screens start to crackle and go kind of staticky, and then an image of a Henshin Ranger comes up on screen, and it looks like his suit is definitely insect based. He looks like a mantis. So his helmet looks like a mantis's helmet. He's got kind of like claws sticking off of his back like a mantis's claws, but then it looks like he has normal hands, like he's humanoid, but everything else about the suit looks like it's based off of a mantis. And he starts to address the citizens of Earth. And you're only really catching part of this because you're kind of paying attention to Jason kind of having a breakdown. But basically, he announces that they are the Insecta Mantidea Empire, and that they are here to harvest Earth for all of its resources, and it can go rather peacefully if the nations of the U.S. cooperate, or it could turn into full-out war as they just take what they want. And as he's saying this, you guys watch him reach up for his helmet, and he pulls the helmet off, and you see that it's the Jace clone.
Oh,
Happened so quickly.
Everything is escalating. We just saw him take off running.
What the hell?
Where's my ship?
Question. Is it clear, like, because we're identical, the first thing that I would think of was me.
So, looking at his face, you can tell that it's the Jace clone. You can tell that it's you. But you see that it looks like this guy has been through hell.
Okay.
There's a scar across one of his eyes. He looks older, but you can't tell like how much older. He just looks like his face is just kind of like grizzled, like he's been through hell.
Okay, but so I understand it's not, because Jace is the first thing that Jace is going to think, because it's all time based. It's going to be, holy crap, what did I do? What am I going to become? So is it clearly evident that it's Jace clone, or is it, or does Jace not see?
I mean,
that?
it's not 100% evident that it's Jace clone. You can
Uh-huh.
only assume that it's Jace clone because it looks like you.
Okay. Jace just like leans over to like find the nearest trash can and is throwing up. He's just
The last thing you catch him say is that he is General Mantidae. And then everything goes back to normal. Well, relatively normal.
Other than the digging pits and people in space on the monitors beforehand.
Yeah, it goes back to what it was originally displaying, except a couple of the monitors are now focused on the ship over the moon in particular.
Was that a trailer for the new Star Wars movie? That's relevant in the 80s, yes?
No, sir.
When did Star Wars first come out?
The 70s.
See, it's relevant. It's like
prevalent.
sequel to Return of the Jedi.
But Zarka is just kind of staring at the screen and it's like, so wait, how did that happen since we just saw him?
Is that me? Like I'm looking at the stranger. Like, is that?
You
Do I
figured out how to
become
do
that?
that.
How did we mess with the timeline so bad that I become that person?
You could potentially become that person. The clone of you running around could have become that person. I mean, essentially, at the end of the day, all this proves to us is that you teleporting back here, the timelines are pretty screwed up.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we didn't see anything about that. Like, there's no history of that in our timeline, so.
So
We
my
really-
question is, why?
Well, here's the thing. Nobody has ever actually seen the general. We know who he was. We've known of him. He's definitely fought Rangers before. He stole coins from Henshin, but we've never actually seen him in person. He always had armor. He always had a mask. So this is the first time that he's revealed himself.
Okay, so
He,
let's look at this to the most logically and relatively way we can. Okay, we've gone back in time. the leader of the Empire, the general, is either me or Jace clone. So, with that information,
We should
to
kill you.
prevent this from happening, we need to find Jace clone. Because obviously, either something happens with me or him to get him at that point. And we understand that the Empire has ability to go back in time. So it would make perfect sense that things are now changing because of that. Because, like Zarka said, we don't have, they don't show up. They've been working in the shadows this entire time. So them just showing up and being very, we are here, is completely, does not exist in our timeline.
Oh no, this 100% is a new timeline. You guys have definitely created a branching time flow here.
Do you think he's just here because we're here?
He would have been here regardless, but again,
But
we don't know if he would have been you, young man, because like I said, we've never seen him. They definitely were already working towards invading Earth. As you can see here on the monitors, we've been watching them, trying to get a feel for what they've been doing. So for them to just announce themselves like they have means either they are pressed for time, or they're aware of your existence here as well and are wanting to draw you out.
All right, so seeing as you have the most experience with, excuse me, the Empire, I I can't sit here and do nothing when it is clearly our fault that this has happened. So whatever's that we need to do, let's do it, and let's do it now.
All right. Well,
Definitely, for sure. Because I feel like this is mainly my fault. If I didn't press the button, we wouldn't have came back in time.
Well, I mean, there's no point in blaming fingers right now. We can blame you. You guys could blame me. You know, we could be blaming Zarka. Right now is not the time to be pointing fingers and blaming people. Right now is the time to figure out exactly what we're going to do moving forward and how we can either a prevent this or fix this, and how we can repair and or possibly restore this broken timeline or this new timeline that we've created.
there may be a way. There was one particular scientist who specialized in timelines, who studied, branching timelines and time travel. Um, he went missing some years ago. He just went dark. We weren't sure what happened. So it's very possible that he has been working with the Empire to help them with this time, time travel technology that brought you guys here. What we'll need to do is help you guys blend in a little bit. So let's start with getting you guys some morphers. And he goes over to the console with all of the coins in it, and he hits some buttons, and a side panel opens, and out pops three beepers, three pagers.
Very retro.
Oh no, I just realized I won't be able to use my TI-84 calculator here. No!
Wow, what's wrong with the calculator?
It didn't exist.
They didn't.
I mean,
the 84 calculator.
The calculator could work. You just can't,
I know you have it. People will be like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?"
So he hands you all a pager, and in the middle of the pager is a little slot for you to place your coin. And right now, it looks like it doesn't have any power. It's pretty just like you're holding just like a chunk of plastic. But as you guys put your coins in there, it kind of powers up. Like the coin is also a battery for this thing.
Oh, that's so badass. All right.
Pagers.
Okay. Wow, I haven't used one of these in a while.
Shit.
Okay.
Oh, fuck,
Well, a
payphones.
while. It was like 3 years ago. Okay.
So you all need to realize that you were brought to 1980s Earth. So you might want to.
Oh my gosh. Is this like the clothing / hairstyle montage?
Oh yeah, you're gonna
Oh
have
my
to.
god, yes!
You're gonna have to get some clothing so that you can look like.
Oh no.
You might want to familiarize yourselves with some of the 1980s pop culture.
And lingo.
Some of the lingo, things like The Simpsons have become very popular.
Back to the Future. That's what we need to do. We need to
All
go
right.
back to the future, guys.
Yeah.
Let's make the movie possible.
We're gonna have to
DeLorean.
really blend in, guys. It's gonna be very difficult.
So what you're saying is I need to get a spaghetti strap tank top as tight as possible.
I think maybe we
Um,
should do a little bit more research before you decide on doing
I'm
that,
looking at
Jace.
1980s clothing.
So
1987. So we're on the cusp of the
Yeah.
90s. Okay.
Oh, is it 87?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're late 80s.
Late 80s. So we're
Like,
starting to
late
get to
80s.
the.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're like Full House style or something like that. I don't know with my timelines.
oh man.
My studying of history stops at like 1960. World War II.
I mean, you could try to dress up like you're from the 1960s. I don't know that I would.
The only other thing I know is that 70s show. And that's in the 70s.
It spans a little
Give
bit.
me a Guns N' Roses shirt.
At this, the figure leans over and whispers to Jace, "This one's not too bright, are they?"
No!
He,
Look, I got a B
he's
minus
a
in
really
history.
nice guy. He's really nice, and I'll tell you what. In a fight, you want this guy on your side.
He looks Vance up and down, and then he just whispers again to Jace, "Please don't let him wear a spaghetti strap."
Oh no. I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone else in this timeline or planet wants to see that either.
This is gonna take a minute. So he goes over to another console and starts typing some stuff into the computer. Essentially, he's like, "I gotta get you guys registered in school. Otherwise, you're gonna be getting some questions while you're just wandering around during the day."
Oh no, school in the 1980s. Oh no, computers, no cell phones.
We are gonna be the Breakfast Club.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sure you guys will get computers.
No, I don't think you
We can
understand
all
the
be back.
capacity that computers in 2020 have to computers now. And I pull out the ATI 84 calculator. I'm like, this is essentially the equivalent of that.
So he kind of shows you guys. He's like, let me get this pulled up here. He's like, "You all, I mean, we have computers that you'll be using in school. I don't know. It may not be technology that you're exactly used to, but," and he shows you on one of the monitors what computer you guys will be using, like when you go to school.
Oh my gosh, is it like that super cream, square looking monitor style with a huge back? Because that's what I'm thinking with the very straight
No, that's not it.
rectangular keyboard.
Box
So while they're
television
talking,
came back.
while they're talking about that, Zarga's gonna go over and talk to the other guy.
And there it is.
So far,
There's the computer you will get to
Oh
use.
my god.
Amazing.
No. Oh, gonna hurt my eyes.
So while you guys are talking about this, another one of the monitors flips over, and you see a group of mantis-like people, or mantis-like things, attacking and harassing people in a shopping center. How are you guys going to react to that?
Oh,
Is it like across the street?
I mean, it could be. We haven't really developed a map of this area. I'm not sure where the shopping center is. I rarely leave this underground base, so you would have to, run out and find that shopping center. But we just can't let these things harass the people.
So we just run off in a direction and hope we get to the shopping center?
Okay, so like, do we actually recognize anything in the shopping center? Because actual buildings very rarely change
Like a landmark.
their design layout.
It looks to you guys like it could be the local mall. It was kind of run down in your time, but it looks like it's definitely a hopping place to be now.
all right. Do you have anything that we can use? I mean, obviously, besides the coin, for us to get there faster, or anything that could give us an advantage?
I mean, your coin should be able to possibly teleport you there if you guys have unlocked that.
Okay.
How long?
How do we do that?
How long have you had the coin?
Like 5 minutes.
About maybe 15 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
no.
an hour or two.
You guys have not had enough training with it. We're gonna have to add training to your. Oh my god, just head out there. It's probably like 3 blocks down the street and then to the left.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have some kind of vehicle that we can get there? Oh my gosh, I just got my permit. I don't know if I could do this. You have some kind of vehicle.
You better have like.
He looks at the other kid down there, and you guys haven't really been paying attention to this kid. He's just kind of been standing around, just shaking his head at the whole situation. And
I wanted to talk to him, but he seems preoccupied.
He looks at this guy, and he's like, just get them to the mall. And at that, the kid just kind of motions for you to follow him and starts heading up the stairs.
Please tell me we're about to jump in the back of an El Camino or something.
That'd actually be hilarious.
It's a pickup truck. So yeah, Zarka will follow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try. I just go ahead and Jace will just follow us.
All right. So you guys head out, and you are following behind. And he's just running down the street. Like, you guys are just gonna have to follow him down the street.
All right. Yeah, I'm booking it.
He's bolting.
Yeah, he's just bolting.
Hey,
but as he's bolting, you notice that he goes from being in his civilian clothes into silver armor.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is really cool.
It's so badass.
That's amazing.
I want to try it. I'm gonna do it.
You can try to change into yours?
Why not? Sounds fun.
All right, so you guys are just running after him?
I'm running after him. As I
trying to
see him
figure out
do
how it
that,
works.
I'm going to try to kind of see if or analyze what he did and retrace those steps and do what he did. If he did anything, if I saw him do anything.
Okay.
It's just the feeling, right? They're just concentrating on it.
So you guys were given the beepers to kind of mask your morph coins. So as you're watching, you notice that he has a beeper in his hand, and he pushes a couple buttons on the top of it, and then his armor comes on, and his beeper is gone. Like it. And so you can Jace can tell the others how to do it because you kind of like watched and analyzed how he did it.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that if you pull it out and you push, the buttons in a sequence, it turns into your armor.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. I'm assuming we're all running together, so I'm just gonna like take out my beeper. It's like, all right, you guys need to press this button, and then this button, and then this button, and you guys should be able to do it. And I'm gonna just like, as we're running, and try not to like fumble, right? Because we're like running and pressing buttons. I'm like, and then
So, I just run with my pager in my hand, just button mashing. Hopefully it works, because I'm like, I don't know what sequence you just said.
yes, the Mortal Kombat technique. Yes.
So, as you guys round the corner and you come up to the shopping center, two of you are in your armor, and Vance is just looking at this beeper in just pure bewilderment. He's just like, I don't understand. So Chase, you can go help him.
Yes. Is there an alleyway?
Nope. It's
Oh,
like
crap.
it's like like you would normally go to the mall. There's like a street running alongside, and then there's like this big mall, like shopping center, and a huge parking lot. And you
All
can
right.
see the insectoids in the parking lot, like just destroying cars, running after people. It looks like just a scene from like a I don't know, like a 1980s Transformers cartoon.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna make sure he has his pager in his hand. I'm gonna look him straight in the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna literally
Yes.
have his fingers press the button, and I'm gonna push his fingers so the fingers press the button and go this one, this one, this one, and then boom.
All right, so armored up now. The Silver Ranger just stops, and he's like, "Well, here you go. I am technically not allowed to engage at this time. They kind of took my weapon. I got into some trouble and have been put on desk duty. So good luck.
Oh no.
Good luck, and I hope to see you guys back at the command center." And then he turns around and heads back to the base.
Why would you
What
even
did you do?
transform your armor if you're just gonna turn around and run?
Did he just buy Felicia us?
Useless.
Oh yeah, he 100% was like, "I'm out."
What the-
You kind of get that he has this attitude of like, "I'm not gonna clean up your mess," and he feels like this is your mess.
No. All right.
Valid.
That's a valid. I'll take this valid point. All right, guys, let's do this.
Sounds like we're watching them walk away. Now we turn back around. Right.
Let's do this.
Get him.
All right. Like always, I'm gonna stop and just kind of take a scan of the area and see what the best vantage point is.
I'm charging immediately to whoever's closest.
All right, so we'll go in order.
Vance
and we're
rushes
gonna,
in.
We're gonna start with Jace.
Jeez.
All right. Let me. Oh shoot! I didn't pull up my turn stuff. Let me pull it up.
Roll one. Player handbook.
Yeah.
Just so you can get a little bit of an idea of where you guys are, like what you guys are looking at. We'll get this thrown in here. So this is kind of what you guys are looking at. All 1980s outside of the mall. Up here towards the doors, you can see there's a bunch of mantids, like
gosh.
running around harassing people. As they're running out, they're swiping at people. People are going down, and it looks like they're like cocooning them and then dragging them away.
Whoa.
And then there's some of them in the parking lot, like trying to cut into cars. There's cars overturned. There's some fires going on. It looks like these guys have just decided to like full on invade, kind of like they said in their message.
Is there a particular place that they're dragging people to?
You can't really see. You just kind of see that they're dragging them off the side, like off to the side of the mall.
Okay. So, question. I'm going to essentially okay. I'm trying to like figure out how these turns work. So, I'm going to make a regular turn, and I'm going to use my turn to pinpoint and a weakness. So, I'm going to assume, because we're in a different timeline, that they might have slightly different weaknesses than the ones we fought previously. So I'm going to do that as my turn.
Okay. So go ahead and I guess count down a token for that.
Okay. How many tokens do we have total?
You start,
did we start
with 8.
8. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's a regular turn. It doesn't take a token.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a heavy turn.
So watching them, you can kind of see that it looks like their weakness is probably the same. Um, that middle part where the torso connects to their legs, and then in between the arms, all three of those still look like the weak points. Um, Watching a little bit further, you can see that it looks like their helmets and their heads might also be a good target to aim for.
Okay, so using that turn, I'm just gonna pinpoint then those weaknesses. I'm just gonna say, all right, guys, they're just like the same ones that we fought before. Make sure you're hitting these spots, and then that's the end of my turn because we have one. I'm assuming we get only one turn at a time, right?
Yeah, we'll loop back.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go to Zarka.
Mm, Darka's probably going to just end up being a little bit overwhelmed for a minute, looking around at everything that's happening, because that is a lot going on. um, it would take her a minute, but then she'd probably say, we should try to deal with as many of them as possible, I guess, but it looks like they're dragging people to the side. They might have something set up over there to take people back to wherever their base is for the ship.
Either you got a response for that?
No. I don't.
All right.
Yeah, no.
So then we'll jump to Vance, so you guys can keep rolling here.
Gotcha. Does I'm gonna use take action, leaving myself vulnerable.
All right, so you're just gonna run in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run in there.
All right, so as
Closest.
you charge in, you manage to connect and take out a couple of them, but then you notice that they've all kind of directed their attention, like the ones in the parking lot, so not the ones closest to the building, but the ones in the parking lot, have directed their attention to you, and they're all starting to kind of swarm on you.
Great. It's time for you guys to move out of here.
Oh my god.
Yep. I figured that was coming.
There's another martyr clip.
Martyr, check your DMs.
I think I spelled that right.
All right. So we'll roll back up to Vance. So Vance, you're watching. Sorry, Jace. We'll move up to Jace. Jace, you're watching as Vance just charges in and is. You see him take down a couple, and you're like, yeah. And then you notice he's starting to kind of get swarmed, and it looks like he might be struggling.
Okay.
Oh, I
So-
did spell that wrong.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to. Okay. Oh crap! Where did it go? I literally just saw it. All right, I'm going to spend a token. I'm going to take a heavy turn and devise a proper tool for the job. And the job right now is to take out either because Zarka said something about some kind of some teleporters, or they were putting people in some kind of containers, right?
Yep.
We're
Okay.
dragging all the cocoon people off to the side of the
Right.
hall.
So I'm going to create a tool, devise a tool to then use to help those people not get dragged away, not get kidnapped. People napped.
Okay. Cool. So we'll go ahead and add that on here. That's going to be.
And that's one less token for me.
And are you gonna have Zarka make that tool?
I certainly can. Yes. Oh yeah, because you can literally create anything. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. All right. Well, do I? Because this is the first time we've gotten a chance to really do these turns. So do I devise the tool, or do you tell me what the tool is, and then we go from there?
So you're going to devise the tool, and then you're
Okay.
going to tell it to Zarka.
Okay. All right. So, if they're being cocooned, so what I'm going to tell Zarka is like, all right, Zarka, I need you to make a essentially a saw so we can get these people out of these cocoons.
Okay.
And yep, and that's my turn.
All right, so we'll move
Because
down to
would her turn be her making it, or how would that work?
her turn. Can be her making it. Her turn can be her telling you to figure it out yourself.
Piss off! All right.
I mean, you guys have just barely come together, so
Yeah, I guess it would make sense that we're still working out the kinks as far as our battle's concerned.
She would probably just say, okay, and make it.
okay.
Do you have an actual like description for her, or?
Oh yeah, no, it's
just
like
a
I would
saw?
just say like an electrical like super beefy cordless saw, so we can just get them out and then help these people out.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, so description of the saw. So essentially, it'd be a cordless saw that's a circuit. So the blade would be circular, and it's almost like the like a
So like a hand table saw.
exactly like a hand table saw. Yep.
Okay. Then, if you give her a second, she will have that for you.
Okay. Is it gonna be like lime green, like all the things that you make, like very much in like Green Lantern style? Is it gonna be like that, like
No,
off green?
it'll
No, they are
actually
perfect renditions.
Okay.
Like, because we had
Sweet.
that conversation about the Jace.
Oh, that's
the
right.
Jace
Yes, we
clothes.
did. We did. Yeah, that's right. They are. Yep. Wow, who'd have thunk your first time using your power would be to literally create another human being?
So neither one of you
Second time. Thank
wants
you.
to neither one of you wants to help fight
Actually-
fight them. You're just gonna let Vance go down.
Well, no, he's not
So-
going down. He's got it.
He's Well-
Vance is fairly overwhelmed by the amount of these
Actually think-
manti that are cutting into him.
Oof.
Oh, so they've already caught up to him.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't realize that. We thought
Yeah.
they just kind of
I'm
turned
getting
and were
ganked.
starting.
Yeah, no, I apologize. If they had already started, then the focus would be the insectoids, not. I thought they hadn't caught up to him yet.
No, they
Yeah.
swarmed him. Like they came
Oh,
out from
Okay.
all around.
okay, sorry. Then retcon that entire thing because I totally misunderstood. My apologies. I am then going to. You know what? Scratch that. I'm going to use my turn, still spend the token, but instead of the tool that I want that I'm going to have Zarka make is instead of being a saw for the cocoons, is going to be essentially an ice grenade where it's going to freeze in about like a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
All right, and it's going to freeze. Oh no! Better yet, it's going to be an insecticide, like a frozen insecticide type thing. Can you think you can make it? It took so long for me to explain this. Vance is probably like dead by now.
I'm okay.
I'm still okay.
He's like, but guys, it's getting a little heated here.
I'm not ground beef yet.
So, how many of them are there?
Surrounding Vance right now, you count
All
about
of
10.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
okay. I see what you mean. I don't ask for information. I just do what I think is best.
So I'm actually going to have Zarka. Zarka's actually going to say, "I'm not gonna do that right now. Vance really needs help, and we got a petrify thing going on. We got a couple of them, I think. It was like 2 or 3 of them last time.
Okay.
Yep. So you can right now with your current abilities and the fact that you just got the coin and learned how, you know that you could petrify at least 3 of them.
Okay.
Vance has taken down a couple, so you're down to about 7. If Vance can get to his axe, he could definitely hold his own a little bit more, but he'll need to have a couple more of them taken down. And if Jace remembers, Jace can split himself.
That's right. I didn't remember that, but thank you so much for telling me. I will do
Ironic.
that. I will do that on my turn.
All right. You guys can go however you want to do this. I'll lay out the combat for you guys, so you guys can explain how you want to go about this.
Okay. Oh, isn't it Advance's turn?
Just go. Whoever wants to go first, just go.
All right. Well, I'll just go first. I will go ahead and split myself. I'm assuming that takes a regular action because I'm assuming that's something you flavored in, right?
Yeah. So some of your actions are going to be flavored in because it seems like these are kind of basic like personality trends for some of these
Right.
actions. So so if you're going to split yourself, that's
Would
going
that
to
be
take a
Good
token.
token. Okay. So I'll go ahead. All right. So I'm at 7. So I'll go ahead and split myself, and I will flank similar to what we did in the Mars station. I'm gonna go ahead and flank the sides so that Vance has a pinpoint one direction place he can go, and I will go ahead and summon my whip. Which does that also take a heavy turn, or does that also take a token, or would that just already be a thing?
That we'll let that be a thing since that's your weapon.
Okay. And I will just essentially that's what I'm doing is kind of taking out with the Griffin whip. I'm gonna just wreck shop.
Okay, so you managed to get 2 of them. So you're down to 5. So if we can get a couple more, then Vance can get his axe out. Because it's like dogpile on Vance. Like he cannot seem to push them off.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, that's my turn, so I'm good.
Okay, so then we'll go to Zarka.
How many are left? Did you say?
There's about 5 of them left.
Okay. So then we'll give the petrify another go.
Okay. So go ahead and describe that.
So the way I envision it is that the snakes on her helmet do kind of rise up, and as she is walking forward, you see the little laser beams from 3 of them
Okay.
go and hit each of the mantises.
Awesome. Yep. So you see 2 of those mantises petrify, and then Vance is finally able to kind of push himself up. And we'll say, go ahead to Vance.
So I'm like gonna push myself up and display an improvised fighting technique. Grab my axe and then just try to twirl around and spin and try to get everybody that's around me.
Oh, you're doing the whirlwind thing?
Yeah, just like
Oh, that's dope.
Spin to win, barbarian style.
Spin to win.
All right. So those particular mantises go down, but you notice there's still a fairly decent group of them, kind of
Many.
grabbing people, cocooning them, pulling them off to the side, and you can hear what sounds like somebody yelling orders to them in like English. So you can understand that they're yelling these orders of where to put them so that they can get them back up to the ship. To be careful because these are valuable resources. You could potentially run to where you're hearing those sounds, or you could try to fight the ones that are at the door.
Okay, so let me just make sure I understand. So we can either fight the ones at the door, or what was the other option?
Head towards where you hear what sounds like the head of this group giving orders.
Okay. All right. Crap.
I like
Logically,
going towards the people, the guy shouting the orders.
yeah, I think that'd be exactly Vance. Thinking the same thing.
All right,
Let's do this.
So you guys are gonna head
Darka?
towards.
Take out the alpha man. Vance is putting the herd to the dirt.
Yeah, Zarka would. Do we have to go through the doorway to even get to the person giving orders, or is that
No,
a
you
different
can
direction?
you can run through the parking lot towards where they're taking them. So you don't have to go straight to the entrance. You can run through that parking lot over around to the alley where they're being drug off to.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, I say. So, can I do one more thing?
Go for it.
Okay, so as another heavy man, I'm spending tokens left and right. As another turn, I'm gonna devise. I'm going to use my suit, and I'm going to essentially. I mean, and you tell me if this would be possible. The idea is I want to make essentially like a smoke screen so that we can get away from this group and then get to the alley to the alpha guy where we need to go.
So as
It's like ninja stuff.
Okay, so as you're running, you kind of stop in your tracks, and you get a flash of what might be another power. You see a chameleon-like entity use your coin, and it turns kind of shimmery. Like you can kind of barely make out its form, but it's invisible. And if it reaches out and touches something in front of it, it can pass that kind of cloak along to what it's touching. So you realize that if you reach out to touch one of your party members, you could essentially pass this cloak onto them.
Oh, so it's like a camouflage.
Yep.
Got it. Sweet. All right. Cool. As I was like, whoa. All right. I'm gonna look at Vance. I'm gonna touch him. I look at Zarka. I want to touch her. It's like,
Is it
All right.
only one person at a time?
Yeah, it's him and
oh,
one
it's
other
only
person.
oh, it's one other person. Oh, poop. I thought it was okay. Sorry.
Do Zarka. Do
Yeah,
Zarka.
yeah. Sorry, Vance. I think you have a big demeaning, and like as I'm trying to explain why I picked Zarka, I'm just gonna touch Zarka. It's like your focus point,
No,
your
yeah,
orange.
yeah.
Like
That makes sense. Yeah, like I pop out. I'm like, boom. Gotta look at me. I'm good with being bait.
All right. So you guys are running towards where the commander is?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I'm writing all these powers down because I'm like I'm gonna forget like very much how I forgot that I could split.
All right.
So we can do stuff while we're running, right?
Yeah, so as you're running, if you want to do something, just let me know.
Okay.
Except for Vance. As Vance is running, he sees in the kind of like window of the mall as he's running past an arcade machine. He sees an old Galaga machine, and he just gets completely distracted and stops to watch the machine.
Oh man, is that Galaga? Like totally. Hey, it's coming down. Get your ship in there so you can get 2 ships. It's gonna take one of our lives, but that's okay.
Do we notice this?
No, you guys are still running, so you haven't quite caught that Vance is distracted by an arcade game.
All right.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would assume that we'd be talking. So at some point, when I'm just saying like, all right, guys. So this is what I think we should do. Let's try to do this. Zarka, what do you think? And I'm gonna go Vance, and I'm gonna look, and he's not gonna be there. So I'm like, Vance. Can you hear? I don't know if you can hear me. Like, if I'm assuming we have like comms in the suits or stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
there is. You guys do kind of pick up that there's comms in your helmet.
Okay, Vance, where are you?
Huh? What? Dude, I'm watching Galaga, man.
You're what?
Galaga.
No, right now. I think there's other things we gotta do right now.
Like what?
Like helping people. Do I see?
That's
do
right.
I see him now?
The Commander Insect dudes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
how can I get you to do the most sensible thing?
I don't know, man. It's just Galaga.
And I'm gonna spend a token because I said that.
All right.
So, have you guys watched anything about the game Prey?
The old school one or the remastered or the reboot one about 4 years ago?
The most recent one.
Yeah, I know about it. I've never played it.
So the the glue gun.
Yes, the
Where
goo
you-
gun. Yeah,
You shoot it and
yeah.
it like immediately hardens.
Oh my god, that's so awesome! I don't know where you're going with this. That's amazing.
So I'm drawing that up, and that's going to be my weapon of choice while going forward.
Okay.
Still walking forward. I have not noticed Jason and Vance having this Gallagher conversation.
So, Zarka, as you make that weapon, or as you're drawing that weapon out, and as you and Jace come around the corner, you see a couple, like 3 or 4 of the mantises, and it's kind of hectic because they're moving really fast around there, so you can't really tell how many there are. But you also see a person who looks like a ranger, like you guys. He looks like a henshin. Their armor looks like a wasp. You see that towards their, like, down towards their hands, there's 2 kind of like stingers. They have wings like a hornet off their back, and they're just shouting orders at the various mantises that are running around. And you see that these people in these cocoons are being teleported from this little, like, base station on the ground. So like a light will flash, and then the person in the cocoon are gone.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And we need to take a quick break.
Okay.
So if you guys want to
Perfect.
talk to the chat for a minute, I will be right back.
Talk to the chat. Cake! What are you doing, Cake? I know Cake.
I also need to step out for just a quick second, so
All right.
I'll be right back.
Bye, Mars.
Bye.
We are basically Power Rangers, guys. Sorry, I'm playing Animal Crossing. Get chased by some-
Get distracted in real life and in game, I see.
Pretty much. So I think the whole thing with the Galaga is because my character forgets like important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. There we go. I had to time that right to catch that little stinker. One of the things I can do is forget all of your newfound responsibilities, and that's a light turn. And I gain a token when I do that kind of stuff. I'm reading my turns. My turns are horrible. Like the things that I can do. One of my regular turns is just remind the squad of normal everyday fun. It's like, hey guys, remember the time that we were all on like the playground and like we did the flip out of the swing set?
Man, I miss school. I miss watching that first introduction of Clifford with Mrs. Carrico.
Oh, that was great. Remember how we all got kicked out of the room? That was amazing. And then like one of my light turns is fail to react and face plant hard. And I'm like, why? And then another one is absolutely with it when everybody's watching. So it's like a lot of my stuff is about failing bad. So
The light turns, yeah, from
orange,
what I've read through.
yeah, orange is basically a meme, I feel like. Because even my regular turns are kind of weird.
Well, orange is meant to be like a one-shot color.
Yeah.
Like it's not meant to be a long term.
Not
So
a
that's why
long-term
it's
color.
kind of goofy.
Kind of goofy. Oh yeah, like orange just shows up for like an episode,
But you're here to stay, so
but I'm here. One of my heavy turns is literally to ask someone, "Why did I get chosen for this? Why me?"
asking the questions of life.
Yes. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache.
All
And that's
right.
all I'm gonna sing because we'll get copyright striked.
Yeah, let's not do that. We've got
do.
enough things that are going to get us copyright.
I know we got plenty of copyright stuff.
I'm waiting for like Hasbro to be like, look guys, you can't be talking about the Power Rangers.
I'm like, we're not Power
You guys
Rangers.
can't have that artwork in your backgrounds. This is not allowed.
I should have some of them artwork from custom artwork made for next time.
Yeah, I'm still just waiting on
Parrot.
Parrot. He's still doing finals and stuff. So as soon as he's done, we'll have some of their artwork made up.
Shout out to Parrot. He's done me some good art. He designed my logo.
Yeah, no, Parrot's
My current. Yeah. He's also did artwork for Boulder, my D&D character from the Harpers that attacked the fountain. My other meme character, fucking Galaga. Was the Galaga thing just because of like the way my character is?
That, and because you messaged me last week with forgetting your newfound responsibilities.
Yeah. See, that's why I was just telling Meg about newfound responsibilities. Like, because you were like, did you really forget? And I was like, yeah.
I had to
Forgot.
go through and actually do research on insects for this empire.
So pretty much just praying mantises, though.
No, because like the guy you're gonna face off against here in a second is
Not a praying mantis.
yeah, it's based off of the cicada wasp or the cicada hawk, which is like a giant wasp.
That's terrifying.
I don't like the bugs.
All right. Let's freaking kick some wasp ass.
All right.
Yeah. Anybody bring any raid?
I can get that.
I mean, they were talking about it. All right. So, as I laid out before, Vance is busy wanting to play Galga.
Galaga.
The other two, you guys notice that there is this wasp-like henshin in front of you, kind of giving commands, and people are being teleported away. And we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. Vance, we need you here, bud.
I will
like
say
5 more minutes?
right now, whichever one of you, of either of you three, could come up with the most cheesy Power Rangers-like phrase to say to this villain, you will get bonus tokens.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have to
I got it.
remember
I got
all
it.
my
I got it.
time.
She's already
dude.
got it.
I got
Dude,
it. I got
Meg
it.
for
I got
the
it.
win. She's
Because I
got
got
this
my
down.
glue gun. I got my glue gun. So that's going all over the teleporter. That's going on whoever is close to it. And just saying, I guess you're stuck here.
All right. We'll give
That's,
Zach an extra
that's
token.
actually really good. That's super good. All right. Is it only like one person, or can like if any of us do like one time?
Like
super
if you
cheap?
so as we move forward, anytime you guys can pull out some cheesy, campy Power Rangers phrases or actions, we'll dish out some extra tokens.
Dude, I'm gonna have to rewatch. I'm gonna have to watch some Power Rangers. I say rewatch, like I've seen it recently because I haven't, but I'm gonna have to rewatch some like Power Ranger stuff because I like vaguely remember it so long ago. All right. So question: because Zarka made an attack, does her camouflage go away then?
Yeah. So as she shot the glue gun, you guys notice now that it was 3 of the mantids running around. They're kind of stuck in place. They're kind of trying to like hack away at the glue, but not very successfully. You guys got to remember, most of them have been educated on episodes of Arthur and Clifford the Big Red Dog. So
Arthur was a good show.
Arthur was a great show.
They were not expecting this.
but the wasp kind of turns around and it's a little taken aback. He's like, I didn't know that there were henshin here. We didn't have that in our intel. But you're not going to interfere. And it shoots one of the stingers towards Jace.
Wait, but I'm camouflaged. She can still see me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna dodge out of the way, I guess. I'm gonna dodge out of the way.
Okay, so
and...
you dodge out of the way, and there's the trademark sparks flying bad explosion behind you.
Oh my God.
As you jump out of the way.
Am I there yet?
So yeah, you hear the sparks flying and the explosion kind of go off, and that snaps you out of your Galaga-induced haze, and you start running towards where they're at.
Gotcha.
All right. All right, I'm just gonna like stand up because I when I dodged out of the way, I'm assuming kind of like dodged like to the ground. I'm like, all right, listen here, pointy butt man. Okay, this is our world, and these are our people, and we're gonna protect them no matter what. So you can either give up now.
Pointy butt man.
Did you just call
Hey.
me Pointy Butt Man?
Yes, I did.
So,
Also,
Am
I'm
I-
holding a pen.
am I there yet to make fun of him?
Yeah, you've arrived as he's looking at Jace, shaking his head. Pointy Butt Man? My name is Fescius.
I don't care what your name is.
Hi, Theseus.
Whoa, who brought Lord of the Stings over here?
Oh, jeez.
Oh
what
my
have I
gosh,
done?
that's so good! That is so great!
Didn't you say pointy butt man?
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to do a thing here.
Hey, it's
man.
okay.
I was gonna ask where Ant-Man is.
Did you think
Lord
of
of the
math?
Stings. He turns to Vance and then again fires off one of the stingers in Vance's direction.
Oh, I don't know. Can I dodge or something?
You can dodge. You can, I don't know, stand directly in front of the stinger. It's your choice.
I will attempt to dodge.
While he's distracted shooting at Vance, can I try to get him with the glue gun?
You can try, but you realize that it's kind of ineffective. He's just kind of like stepping out of it as it hits the ground.
I'm like, whoa! That would have sent me to the hospital.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so as Vance is dodging, this wasp thing shoots another one of the stingers at Vance and it hits him in the leg. Vance's leg immediately just stiffens up. It's like that part of him has been paralyzed. He's kind of like if he were to try and run with his other leg, he would just run in circles.
Oh shoot!
I didn't realize we were in Singapore. Sorry.
So I'm going to. Oh my god! I'm going to question. When I split earlier, is my split still there, or does it revert back?
It reverts back.
Okay. So I'm going to. And you tell me if I can do this as one turn or if these are two separate turns. I'm going to split, and then I'm going to use the Griffin Whip to hold him in place. So then that way Zarka can glue him.
So the glue just kind of like slides off of his armor. It's almost like the glue has no effect.
Oh, okay. But did I get him ensnared?
Yeah,
Did I
you
get
could
him?
ensnare him, so you can hold him
Alright.
with the whip.
Sweet. So as I get him ensnared, I'm just gonna say, it looks like you're all wrapped up.
Oh
There you
my god. Alright. Zarka, what are you gonna do?
Oh my fucking.
Show up
Sorry.
for the Power Rangers, stay for the
Sorry.
lulz.
This is just turned into a nothing but memes.
Vance kind of got paralyzed.
I'm
so-
sorry. So while they are doing that, I do want to like create a cage, essentially. Not like barred cage, but it's almost like the glass domes that you can put over things.
Yeah.
I
Oh, like the
that.
glass dome, like Beauty and the Beast Rose glass dome style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I can just draw that like over him and just put
Yeah.
it down, right? Okay.
Yeah, so if you start drawing that to put it down, you do need to realize that if you put it down and Jace still has him like tied up in the whip, that Jace may lose his whip. Like it may
Okay.
be stuck.
So we'll have to time that. But that also gives the enemy time to prepare. So just gonna tell Jace to let him go and quickly put that down.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let it go and have it wrap up I'm on my hand.
So as you're doing that, so you get the glass down around it, and you start to hear vibrating, like a buzzing, and the glass starts to vibrate,
Uh-oh.
and
That's
then
not
it just
good.
kind of shatters. And before you know it, this Henshin is charging at Vance.
I should have
crap.
just let it be.
All right, I'm going to spend. Wait, I don't know if I can even turn, but
So Vance, you can, like, as he's charging at you, you can react. So you can you could still like swing your axe.
Yeah, can I like swing down on him as he like comes right at me?
Yeah. So we'll go with we'll see what Jace wants first.
Say
all
hello to
right,
my fly swatter.
I was just going to just I guess I don't know if I would in D&D terms it'd be ready in action, but I'm gonna make a regular turn to try to pinpoint his weakness first.
Okay. So you kind of get a familiar feeling from him as you're trying to pinpoint his action. Like he may be somebody that you've met just recently. You can't really pinpoint an exact weakness, but you know that if you were to get hit with those stingers, obviously it's gonna paralyze you. Um, but if so, like where it paralyzed just Vance's leg, if you were to be hit in like the chest, you'd be out of commission. You'd be hospitalized.
Okay.
So you know that you mainly want to try to avoid, but also take out the stingers.
Okay.
And then we'll jump to Vance.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try to swat him away with my axe, since or like pivot on my on
So
my
are you gonna
locked up
like
leg.
baseball swing, or are you gonna like overhead swing?
So are you doing horizontal or are you doing vertical?
I guess I'll do vertical.
Okay, so you're gonna like try and bring it
Go
down
fly
on him.
swatter.
Bring it down on him to where I slam him down into the ground.
The flat side of the axe.
Yeah, the
so it's
flat
an
side,
actual
exactly.
Fly swatter.
Yeah, it's like. Bah!
All right, so it hits the ground and kind of like skids, and you hear like its helmet kind of like crack and shatter off. And then as it gets up and turns back to look at you, Vance, you notice that it's your face.
What the?
So I have a question. Were these uniforms the same colors
No.
as they were completely different colors?
Yeah, so the Jace clone was a Black Ranger, and Jace is blue. This one was the color of a hornet or like a wasp, so it was kind of like yellow and black.
Okay.
And I'm orange. I don't understand what's going on here, but
Do we
it's
see
my
that?
face, sir.
Yeah, so you all can see what looks to be like through the part of the helmet that's broken. It looks like it's Vance.
So it's literally the Spider-Man meme, but add more Spider-Man.
I mean, you could go that route.
I mean, hey man, you want to go play some Galaga together?
No, I don't want to play Galaga.
I think you just broke.
Then you're
fail.
obviously not me. I'm the real me here.
So it just looks at you, and
The
after
real me.
It's time for me to be aggressive.
After it has had its helmet broken, it starts to back up, and it hits something on its arm, and the teleporter, it, and the manti that were with him are all gone. So now you're just kind of standing in an alley that was just pure chaos before.
And my leg's still locked up from being paralyzed.
What about the humans?
The humans that they took are gone. Any of them, there's still a couple in front of the mall that have been cocooned, and there's still some that are just kind of like panicking and hiding and running away. They're gonna look pretty bewildered at the fact that there's some like costumed teenagers running around, and also the fact that they just got attacked by giant mantis people.
Okay, look, you can't tell that we're teenagers yet.
Yes.
You can't make that distinction. We've hit puberty already. We're fully grown.
Do you see this beard?
Of varying size. We are people in costumes of varying sizes.
Okay.
And by our totally grown-up jokes and puns that we did.
Okay, but
Okay.
there's still
Completely
people in
obvious.
front of them all that we can at least get out of the cocoons and help.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and using. So, did they leave any equipment behind?
No.
It was just like everything's gone. Oh,
Yeah, it's
So the
almost like the
actual
way that,
teleporter they were using is gone too.
yeah, the teleporter, everything's gone. It all just kind of like teleported, like Star Trek style, like just beamed up.
That
Okay.
could have gone a little bit better.
Did it take the glue with it?
No,
Tragic.
it only locked on to their particular, I don't know, life or coordinates.
Only
I'll
dares.
have, I'll have to do
It
more.
only exists on this planet.
Yeah, I'll have to do more teleportation research, I guess.
Okay, well, that dude totally had my face, and I don't understand why.
let's help the people first, and then we can try to figure all this out. And then in a very frustrated manner, I'm just going to walk out and pretty much my gauntlet, I guess, my forearm bracers
Mhm.
essentially have a blade piece. So I'm just gonna use that to try to get the cocoon, break the cocoons, and just help people as much as I can.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just gonna say, let's just help whoever we can, and we can figure all this out later.
Sounds good. Martyr, or well, not Martyr. Vance is still paralyzed, so you
Yeah.
guys might want to.
Oh, yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
I'm just
That's
gonna
the thing.
stand here, guys. You guys go ahead.
I am sorry. I totally forgot.
No,
that was a thing.
no. It's fine.
I'm gonna grab his shoulder. Hey Zarka, do you wanna help me out?
Yeah. And the stinger is still in his leg, right?
No, it's gone.
Okay, that's gone too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
help
think
him
they got
get-
all the Sting albums?
Maybe.
So as you
Do
guys
you-
are trying to
Just hang
figure
out,
this
yeah.
out, you feel like your bodies are being pulled, and everything kind of focuses, like blurs, and then you guys find yourself standing back in the command center.
But what about the people? What about all the people that are still in the cocoons and stuff?
They'll be fine. We'll send someone out to clean up that mess later.
What? What
Did
is
you do
going
that?
on?
Yeah, we were able to pull you guys back. Now that we have your coordinates from your coins, we can call you here when we need to.
Oh, okay.
All right. In Vance is just go Vance. Sorry, that's not me.
What's with you and the names?
I'm sorry,
Body
man.
dysmorphia.
Damn it, Jason.
Yeah. I'm just going to walk away, just in frustration.
So you're just gonna like head upstairs.
Just head upstairs. I'm just gonna look at Vance and Zark. I'm like, I just need a minute, and I just walk upstairs.
Okay.
So, one looks like Jason. One looks like me. You think there's one that looks like Zarka?
It's entirely possible. Most of the generals and most of the Henshin that work for the Empire, we never see them out of their transformations, so we don't know who they could be.
I don't understand why they would look like me. That's insane. I didn't even have a clone.
guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah. There's a guy out there with my face giving myself a bad name. I worked hard for my reputation, and he's just gonna tarnish it by looking like a wasp.
I mean, I don't know that your reputation has
What?
any pull here. You have
Probably
no
don't.
reputation here.
What do you mean? It don't matter what time we're in, it's still our town, right? Well, actually, no. If I don't exist in this time, technically. You know what? I take back everything I just said.
Yeah, he looks at Zarka and he's just like, we're not letting that one run the register.
Dibs on deliveries!
You might not want to let me run the register either.
You guys got a moped or a motorcycle or something? We got a delivery car? I can drive it all.
Yeah, you get to ride a bike.
Like,
He pulls, like, he kind of like walks behind a console and he wheels out this bike that has like little streamers out of the handlebars. A little
Does it have the ring
basket.
ring?
Yep, a little ring.
how am I supposed to ride that with my leg?
Oh yeah, we'll fix your leg. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And, he motions to the other guy to come, and this guy runs up and starts scanning your leg with what looks like what you guys would think. It looks kind of like a price gun from like a supermarket. And he's just kind of like running it over your leg, and he's like, "Oh, this should wear off in a couple hours. You'll be okay."
So am I worth like $1.50 or something? That's a good leg there.
Oh jeez. So Jason's just gone. Jason's just like upstairs, or
Yeah.
Somebody
Jason is
definitely check
upstairs.
Jason.
He's really just and I actually didn't realize that I gained a token by doing this, but apparently I gained a token. I'm just completely 100% just demoralized. I'm just like not demoralized. I'm just taken aback. I'm just I'm shutting down. I'm ashamed of myself. Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you guys. You gotta find out later. You don't have to find out. I'm annoyed. That's all you need. That's all you guys know is I'm annoyed, and I'm
all right.
shutting down essentially.
Okay, fair enough. So at this point, let's see how I want to phrase this. Basically, you guys are displaced. You don't really have homes. I mean, you could try to go to your houses in this timeline, but I'm pretty sure you'd end up with some very confused people. So we've set up rooms for you guys upstairs. I didn't even name this guy. I really should get him a name. But he'll.
I was gonna ask him his name.
Locke. Locke will take you.
Locke with the dreadlocks.
Yep. Locke will take you up and show you your guys' rooms, and we can talk about this more in depth after you get some rest. There's a lot that we're going to have to focus on, a lot that we're going to have to do to get you guys home and to get this whole situation worked out. But it's something we can address after you guys have had some rest. It's been a long day. It's probably been a long timeline for you guys being sent all the way back here. So go get some rest, and we'll move forward. And that's where he's going to leave it.
I'm gonna ask the Black Ranger what his name is.
The silver.
Oh, so you guys want to know who the
Yeah, because we haven't found out. I want to know.
All right.
Black Ranger.
So if you guys are going to ask him, he kind of stands silent for a minute and just kind of unblinkingly looks at you guys.
There's a mask on, so I would imagine not.
And then he lifts up, like he puts his hands up and he goes to pull the helmet off. And as he pulls the helmet off, you guys see that it's your art teacher.
It's Mr. Ross! Mr. Bob Ross! Oh my gosh, this is such a happy little accident.
Oh man, I hope
Oh.
Bob Ross's family doesn't decide
Copyright.
to ever watch this.
Please don't sue us. We love
Mr.
him.
Bob Ross.
Yeah, so this fro kind of pops out. Vance is standing there kind of like, don't I know you from TV?
I've seen you on PBS, right?
So I'm gonna hug him. I'm actually just gonna run up and hug him.
He's taken very off guard. He doesn't really know how to react, so he kind of like pats you on the back, and then he again tells Locke, take them to their rooms. And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh man, that is such a great reveal.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
And he doesn't
Wait,
know
so
us.
he's the Silver Ranger?
No.
Black
He's the
Ranger.
Black Ranger.
The Black Ranger.
Locke is the Silver Ranger
Okay,
who got
that's what I
his
was
weapon
getting
taken
confused.
away. So I have to
Okay.
ask about that.
Locke may or may not tell you. It depends on his mood.
Locke sucks. Hey, here's the guys you gotta fight later.
Peace out. He's like the NPC in a video game where he's like, hey, here's your quest. Peace.
I got a desk to get back to, so
All right, so I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's come to watch us tonight. Cake Hater 2015, thank you so much for the follow. I'd like everybody for the lurks and just for chilling with us.